Hey everyone, Laszlo Montgomery here. I know, I promised all y'alls I'd have something new for you by Paula Ringo's birthday. Well, the bad news is that obviously didn't happen, but the good news is that the CHP will resume normal operations starting next week. Now, some of you may remember the old Dynasty overview series from 2010, 2011. Well, way back then, when the bar for starting a podcast was so low you couldn't do the limbo, I came out with this 27-part series that ran Xia to Qing and introduced a little bit about each dynasty. Well, for the past 10 years at least, this matter has weighed heavy on my mind. Not only was the audio for those early episodes terrible, I wasn't happy at all with the content and made a mental note to do that series over when I had a spare 2 years to work on it. And the reason I haven't posted much was because, I've been sequestered in my CHP Wenfang with Artie, Stripesy, QQ, and Cat Ballou, working on this retelling of the history from primordial times with Pangu, who created the human race and the heaven and the earth, and take the story all the way up to the final day of the final emperor of the final dynasty, that being Puyi. So I mentioned in that May 7th announcement that the whole series, all 20-something episodes, were already available on my subscription channels. And they've had exclusivity since early last year. And they've heard the whole thing. And now, starting next week, I'm going to be releasing them to you, one per week. Each episode will run for 2 hours. And the entire series that tells the story from Pangu to Puyi will run about 50 hours. And as I record this, it's mostly all done. So figure this will run till the Lunar New Year on February 7th, 2027, the year of the fire goat. You know, this is really the main event in Chinese history. Everything that happened from Xia to Qing, ROC and PRC history, yeah, I love that too. But imperial Chinese history is what remains in the consciousness of most people as far as Chinese history goes. The way I'm going to present the history from Pangu to Puyi will be as a story more than a stuffy lecture or episodes that inundate you with more names, dates, and details than absolutely necessary. For lovers of history who enjoy drowning themselves in all the minutiae, there's alternatives for that. I just listened to Paul Cooper's Majapahit Empire of the Islands episode. 4.5 hours long, son. Now, he rattled off one old Javanese name after another, and unless it got repeated many times, I didn't remember a single one. But I just loved that episode and learned so much. So don't get all hung up on the Chinese. The ones who were the ones to remember, get their names repeated many times. My goal these past 18 to 20 months has been to retell this important and profoundly consequential story in such a way as to make it as listenable and enjoyable as possible. Trust me when I say more names and Chinese terms got left on the cutting room floor than what appears in the narrative. So be looking for these episodes once per week for the next 25 weeks. If by chance waiting that long fills you with more FOMO than you could withstand, well, everything's available in its entirety on Patreon and CHP Premium. And no ads either. And lots of pictures of my cats. And while you're all busy taking in this Pangu to Puyi overview, I'll be hard at work on all kinds of new content. A lot of topic ideas have been piling up, and I'm looking forward to start working on those. I'll also do a few new Chinese sayings podcasts. You might also notice that a lot of these 2, 3, and 4-part series will be condensed down into longer but less episodes. I mean, I listen to Dan Carlin and Paul Cooper, Hardcore History and Fall of Civilizations, and those episodes are more than 3-4 hours long. I enjoy that long format and just dip in and out of the episode whenever I'm driving, exercising, brushing my cats, or just hanging out on the beach. Whenever I hit stop, when I go back to the episode later, it picks up right where I left off. So I hope you're all satisfied with the new look and feel of the CHP. So, there it is. I'm back, the CHP is back, and I hope you'll find it was all worth the wait. A concise history of China from Pangu to Puyi. coming to your podcast feed soon. Thanks, everyone. I hope you all enjoy this.